Hey everyone, Scott Innes, voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo, Puppy Power, like in Shaggy too. And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast. It's coming at you right now.
What's up, everyone? It's Harold Sullivan. This is the Sullivan Project podcast. Turn that bad boy off. Hey, Google, what time is it?
7:09 p.m.
So, great to be here. Having some more dizzy spells lately. Don't know what's up with that. It could be due to psychic stuff. I don't know. Put some crystals on my third eye the other day, some blue ones to help out with that. I'm into all that, and other stuff since I lost my sight. If y'all haven't tuned in before, I was born with an autoimmune disease, and I'm in my 40s now. I lost my sight a couple years ago. Just trying to make it, one day at a time, spread some light and show love. I'm grateful to be here, no matter what's come my way. You got to keep your energy up. So, if you want to be on the show, you got anything you want to say, if you want to leave a message for any of us, any of the people that are on the show, you can hit us up, Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78 on TikTok, Harold Sullivan period 35 on Facebook. We actually hit over 50 subscribers on YouTube, so I gotta tell some of my friends, Danny, Dan, Greg, Randy, uh, we've lots of people. I talked to Danny recently, so I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. Uh, Also, you can call the show 724-513-1472, and we talk about anything on here: spiritual, metaphysical, supernatural, paranormal, and then just art, sports, movies, entertainment, comic books. I mean, food, whatever, and no judge, no judgments, mental stuff. Picking on people, just love, like I said. And you can always learn something here, hopefully. I got a new camera too. I'm going to see if I can get more than 30 minutes of clip on it. Uh, it's a newer HD, whatever, but I got to get a cameras that make buttons, that make sounds, because I could be recording and I don't even know, or no, I don't know if I'm recording. So, because I can't see. So, and I'm in a wheelchair and can barely use my hands and legs. And like I said, I'm grateful to be here. You know, it could be worse. So just don't. It shouldn't be. You can't focus on that. If you focus on the negative, it will rule your life. It will rule it. So let's get into some other stuff here. Oh, one more thing, which I'm going to do a full episode on here soon. Uh, the government, Congress has just uh, reported that aliens are real, and this is not a joke. And so I'm sure most of you have heard this, and people just are kind of like, "What?" And I'm just surprised right now that it's not everywhere, and it's just like World of Worlds, but it's not like World of Worlds. But so let's get to some other stuff, and we'll talk about that soon. But like I said, if you want to leave any comments or anything, or yeah, we have 56 subscribers on YouTube. I got a few hundred on TikTok followers. Let's get this up. I just want to help people. Nothing for sale here. Getting into heaven's free. Or whoever you believe in, whatever religion, or you don't even need a religion. Just believe in you. But we're all connected together, whether you realize it or not, whether you realize it or not. And we're all light, and just everything is supposed to be one. We're all part of one. That's all you know. We're all part of one, and everything connects and affects and everything. Everything affects everything else, and it's all connected. Everything is vibrations, energies, and frequencies. I already kind of knew all this, but I just started opening up more and more. And I'm in my audio Bible the eighth time now in a little over 2 years, and a couple hundred other audio books. I mean, I'm just listening to it. And I started writing more songs again, so I have like several dozen songs just coming to me, so about all different stuff. And just gotta get help typing them out, and then I gotta get some beats somehow, or make them, or and put them together. And I'm doing essential oils and jewelry, so like I said, contact me, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Let's get on it. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? This is how I take messages or
Here's
take
what you
notes.
told me. First, babysitter Crystal app. Second, dad's old home leg kick hugs national report.
Hey
Third,
Google,
one luck.
stop. Okay, so babysitter app. Yeah, Danny. Let me talk about Danny. So Danny he lives in Detroit now. Him and Dan I knew and Chris since we were real young. And then like I said, Greg and Randy, they've been all on the podcast, all been on the podcast. Danny had a baby. She's going to be a year old in September. Him and his wife have been trying for almost 20 years, and then finally they got to work. They got the intro. I forget how it was called, but they were able to put everything together, put it in her, and conceive. And now they're going to have another baby, two girls. So he asked me to be the first girl's goddaughter when she was born, and it just made me tear up. So Abriella was her name, and I got Kermit the Frog to do a song on TikTok for her, and I'm going to try to get him, the guy who does his voice. I'm going to try to get him to do a birthday for her 1 year. But yeah, Adeline is going to be the new baby. So Abriella and Adeline, congratulations, Danny. And then Danny says, uh, on there was I guess he heard about there was an app, a babysitting app, right? And a child was eaten by somebody who was babysitting them that they found on the app, like a babysitter. I mean, this is a bad idea. First of all, it's even worse than dog walking apps. There's dog walking apps for people to find a dog walker. Now you're going to find a babysitter on an app? No. And then he was mentioning, yeah, because he don't leave the baby alone with anybody that he don't trust or that's a really close family. And yeah, exactly, you cannot. Don't leave your child alone with people. And then another app is Crystal Finder, or there's another one. But there's apps you can download, and if you take a picture of your crystal or any crystal you find, it'll tell you what the name is. So there's a couple different ones. I want to bring that to let y'all know. Also, leg kick is something I might have mentioned before, but when you go to sleep, your body shuts down. There's something in it so that you don't react with your body what's going on, right? Well, sometimes I've like kicked my leg real hard and do a few other things. It's mostly my leg, and it's woke me up. Like I was coming out of my dream or going into it, and I kicked, and it hurt so freaking bad because I can't kick that real hard or that hard in real life. I'm struggling a little bit. I've been sleeping. Like I said, I wrote 10 songs in the last few days. I'm up all night, and it's not good. But I wanted to get on and record. I got stuff to say and things I'm working on here, and I want to do stuff. And there's so much I haven't experienced, and I want to be happy. I want to help people anyway, be happy, be love, have love, whatever. All good emotion. There's only two real emotion: bad and good. You can call them different things. Uh, my dad's house. That's another thing. I used to astral project or time travel back to my dad's old house. The apartment he had he had a one floor house on a hill, right? And I used to and it was empty though when I would go back there because he passed away, and plus he moved out of that house years and years and years ago. But I remembering, and it may still happen. I used to go back there and I would just hover through it, just good times. Remember when I was a child, I guess. But it wasn't a memory. Yeah. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
I remember you told me. If you want to be
Hey
something else,
Google,
you have to
what
do.
did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, babysitter Crystal app. Second, dad's old home leg kick hugs national report. Third,
Hey
one
Google,
luck sick
stop.
time.
Okay, so let me hugs. Okay, so hugs uh, remind you of being secure and being in the mother's womb and just lots of other things. That's why people like them and they like to cuddle and other. And actually, your upper area there where your heart is and all that is where your Anxiety and stuff comes from, and trust and all that, and it's in your heart chakra and stuff. Your heart chakra, which your heart is obviously, and so it kind of makes sense. And they have like things you can wrap babies in that simulates being hugged. They should have that for people too. But I always imagine when I first got anxiety, I heard on a podcast about putting a shield, or imagine, or not when I first got anxiety, but I got that when I was in my 30s, and I think I had it when I was younger, but didn't get diagnosed till I was in my 30s. But the podcast I listened to just when I went blind, started going, right after I lost my sight, I found different podcasts. It was spirit leading me, obviously. I use the word spirit a lot instead of, God, this, that, or Buddha. I've studied different religions since I lost my sight. Uh, Pagan, Wiccan, Buddha, Mormon, shaman, Christian, all this stuff. And but yeah, imagine the shield on your chest holding you tight, or just some people wear wraps and stuff, and that's when they hurt their back or whatever. But that actually keeps you secure up above and makes you feel better and helps keep your energy in. Okay, so hugs are very important. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, babysitter Crystal app.
Hey Google,
Second,
delete the first one.
done. It's
I
forgotten.
talk fast, but I'm on another frequency. I gotta come down to y'all. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? Or to most level,
Here's what
because
you
some
told
people
me.
can understand people.
First, love bastard cat 6
Hey
firefighter.
Google, stop.
Second,
No matter how fast they talk. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
here's what you told me. First, dad's old home leg kick hugs national report.
Hey Google, delete the
Second,
first one.
done. It's forgotten.
Yeah, so people, yeah, they do vibrate in different frequencies, and you'll notice that. Some talk and move faster, some just talk faster, and it's not anything bad or good. We're all here for a different thing. We all have different purpose. I mean, that's the point of it all. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, blood work sick time lapses.
Hey
Second,
Google, stop.
ramp.
Yeah, I had another one of these the other night where I'm laying there listening to a podcast or a book, my audio book, and I always check. What was that noise? Make sure I don't knock the camera. Make sure it wasn't the freaking. Okay, it's still out. I don't want the I don't know what the battery. Hopefully the battery's good, and the car. I got a new car too, and I'm going to switch between two cameras. Hopefully I can use the other camera. Like I said, time lapses. Yeah, I'm listening to a book, audio book, and then I could have sworn like an hour and a half disappeared because I always listen to. I stopped them and listened to ask the time, how much time is left in the audio book. So in case I do nod off or something or I miss something, I can ask it to restart that time. You see, I learned this stuff listening to books, and then with this trances I fall into sometimes. It's just I start to get channel stuff. I don't know when I'm going to be out or when I'm in, and then sometimes I don't know where I'm at. So people have these a lot, though. Just think about this, and then here's a story: a man and a woman are going into a movie theater. They're rushing to get there. By the time they get there, people are walking out, and the movie's already over. And it's like, wait, they just got the movie was just about to start. When they go in, the movie's over. They don't know what happened. People have these things all the time where you could swear that an hour is gone, and you don't know what happened. These are just weird things. Uh, and I have them all the time, like I said. A lot of times they say they have something to do with aliens. I think they have to do with just other energies or other uh, frequencies or layers, like I said. Think of everything being a bajillion layers, one on top of the other, and intersecting, and and sometimes they can cross over and affect things. Like you could see something that happened in the past right now, or in the future, because it's all at once. And then so the time lapses could be they happen around paranormal because I've had it around paranormal, and they can happen around extraterrestrial stuff as well. Like if you're taken and you come back, you don't know, and all of a sudden you're gone an hour and a half. So blood work. Last time I got blood work was years and years and years, probably 10 or more years ago. And the dude, the Doctor Getz, I called him. He was Doctor Getz, but I called him Doctor Guess, and because he misdiagnosed me and just other stuff. Uh, but he took 4 tubes of blood. I weigh 70 pounds, and I didn't eat before I went because they told me not to. And when I left there and I had to go to get on a bus by myself, I got so sick I almost passed out after I ate. I stopped to get some pizza because I was starving and thirsty. And then I had to go back to the doctor because I thought I was going to die. My heart was beating so slow I couldn't even count it anymore. And then he's like, "Oh, you'll be okay. It'll get better. You'll get your blood back." And then I went home. I got on the bus and had to go home dizzy and all messed up. I didn't know. Don't play around, man. Doctors. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, blood work sick time
Hey
lapses.
Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's
Hey
forgotten.
Google, what time is it?
It's 7:24 p.m.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, wooden ramps see through skin humming sound solar plex.
Hey Google,
Second,
stop.
west.
Okay, we got a lot of educational stuff today. Uh, so that blood, that was another time I almost died. I've been close to death over 30 sometimes. I can't even count anymore. So I had wooden ramps now. A few times I almost fell off those. Lots of times, most of the time actually, when I was younger, we didn't have. It's not easy to get a handicap house or one that has a ramp and stuff already. So we had to just put up plywood, and a few times it was just plywood on steps. And I remember two different houses where that's pretty much what it was, and I almost slid off both of them. It could have been done, but luckily something helped me and helped someone who was holding me. One time I almost went off by myself, and then the other times I learned and then didn't go down without someone else. So I was close to death there a few more times. Uh, Wooden ramps. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you
Oh,
told
solar
me.
plexus.
First, wooden ramps see through skin humming sound solar
Hey
plex.
Google, stop.
Second,
So I talked about before the humming sounds. I called Angel Radio off of that show Supernatural. So when I had this incident the last time, I was talking about quote unquote with the alien, which I had never had before. Never even dreamt of aliens or any of that. But I've had a few visions lately that have kind of convinced me of something to do with that. And then when I had this one, if you go back and check, blind now I see is called the name of the podcast, the Sullivan Project podcast. I was talking about things I've had visions and dreams since I've been blind. So anyway, I had the humming sound in this that tornado with the little guy in it, and I had the feeling and everything when I went up. I think I was going up in this ship in whatever. This was just a few days ago. So I don't know, but there's a little bit of details. But the humming sound was in there, and it was also in that time when I heard metal equipment and then buzzing, and then I woke up, and it was like I was somewhere else. Okay, it's I'm not afraid, because fear is the lowest frequency. Uh, See-through skin now. Lots of times I wake up in the middle of the night or when I'm half asleep, and literally I can see my arms and legs. And a couple times I've looked into them and I can see they were green, like green veins, like I'm seeing into my body. Sometimes they're just light blue, and I can see my arms. Like I'll move my arms, I'm awake. I'll move my limbs, and I can see them moving, but they're blue or like a ghostly white. Uh, it's different, but it's like I'm seeing into my body. Sometimes my eyes can like go through like X-ray. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? This is all
here's
true,
what you told me.
100%.
First, wooden ramps see through skin humming sound solar plex.
Hey Google, delete the
Second,
first one.
done. It's
Your
forgotten.
solar plex is in your stomach. That's the second most complex set of nerves. It's the second brain, basically. The brain is the most complex set of nerves. That's where your intuition comes in your stomach. You're upset feeling. You're scared. You're just all that stuff. Butterflies, instincts. That's in your stomach. If that is messed up or sick, then that throws everything else off. And it's pretty neat to think about solar plex. That's also a chakra too. So, hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, West Classroom Anthony. Second, subconscious 95%.
Hey
Third,
Google,
if you want
stop.
to be.
Okay, so time travel, I believe, or you could say call them astral projections. But in the past, I went back in time into a classroom, and just like in the '90s or whatever, or when I was in school, and I remember telling people about like movies and like In Sync and stuff, like just music that was coming out, movies. I think it was Batman 1989 before the movies and music came out. Just stupid stuff. Like if you could go back in time, why would you? but I didn't know what I was doing. And then another sadder note, Anthony, God rest his soul. I've known over 30 some people that have died also in my life, or that I was close to, uh, and that I've known or I was close to. And Anthony passed away very young. We used to play hockey with him, Danny and I, and street hockey. And I believe I went back in time and tried to tell him he was going to pass away early and young, but I didn't know how he died, and I don't even know. I just remember going back and talking to him when we were playing hockey, you know, and it was just me out of body again. So, hey Google, what time is it?
It's 7:29 p.m.
Okay, so we're gonna go. We'll be back. Same. Wait. Oh no, we got 10 more minutes. Okay, what was I gonna say? We started 7:09, right? Okay. We don't want to go yet. We got interesting stuff. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, West Classroom Anthony. Second, Subconscious 95%.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Okay, your subconscious rules 95% of your brain or something to do with that. It's an odd number. That means only 5% of us were remembering and recollecting it when we're awake and at once. That's pretty neat. We're more awake when we're asleep, but that's the truth. Uh, Everything is in there, though, in your subconscious. Everything that you've ever heard, seen, took in, just period, every sense. And it's stored in there. Some people are better at pulling it out than others. And some people can pull it out from anywhere and from other people. That's called the Akashic Records. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? I've been doing that and didn't know that. It's like if you don't know something, all of a sudden you know it.
Here's what you told
It's the
me.
Akashic Records.
First, Subconscious 95%. Second, if you want to be something else, you have to be different.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me.
There's more than that.
First, Subconscious 95%.
Okay.
Second, if you want to be something else, you have to be different.
Okay.
Third, prayer helps waterburst orthodontist.
Okay. So water bursts, yes. I seen water bursts. Oh, this was the other day. This is my newest vision. Before I woke up, I had a dream or whatever. I don't think it was a dream. It was like a futuristic thing, and it's because, and I had like it was a bunch of ground and dirt and stuff, maybe water, pipes, something bursting, and I woke up right whenever all this was falling down. And I don't know if I was under, other people were, if it's past life or future, but it was definitely something because I felt the fear, but not really fear, but just the angst of the stuff falling down on me. Okay. Uh, Water droplet, I've talked about in the past where I've seen it in my third eye a lot. Also with falling ground and maybe like dirt erupting. In the past, I even mentioned it might have been a volcano. And I have predicted fires. And if you go talk about, or if you go look at my podcast recently, over the past few months, I've seen fires, a few of them. One was somebody big jumping and smothering out of the fire on someone else. And now we've had the Canadian fires and what now, Hawaii. So I don't know again if this has anything to do with it, but it seems like I've been predicting fires. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? Like I've been seeing these things, experiencing.
Here's what you told me. First, Subconscious 95%. Second, if you want to be something else, you have to be different. Third, prayer helps waterburst orthodontist.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Okay, so prayer helps, okay? And this is because it's a spoken word and it's the energy. And then it's your intent. And so when you pray, just like anything else, you want to do or you want to make it happen. First, it starts with your thought and then you speak it out. And then this energy goes up and then it feeds and then it makes more positive. And that's why people do it. And then the belief in it as well. And it really does help. Or why would people do it? Why, obviously. So, and it can't hurt. So if you've never prayed before, try it. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, if you want to be something else, you have to be different.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done.
That's a Sullyism I came up with a while ago. If you want to be something else, you have to be different. And we're going to end here soon. But come back, enjoy. If you enjoyed this, like I said, give us some likes, comment, whatever, send messages. Someone will read them to me, hopefully. Well, someone will eventually if you leave the message, but nobody has, I don't think. So, and love is a choice, and so is the hate. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, prayer helps waterburst orthodontists. Second, stainless steel feet back up tree naked
Hey
electricity.
Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Orthodontist when I went when I was younger, and I actually had the braces and the headgear, which was the worst pain, and then a retainer, and the braces actually broke my teeth, the headgear, so they came off years and years ago when I was younger. But the orthodontist, he had a lot of old antiques, and it's like he kept all the stuff when he was young and his toys, and a lot of stuff hanging up like old planes and just miniature stuff, and that always impressed me. It was like a museum. You could go in there and enjoy things. Like this thing that had little marbles. You would drop them in, they would go down through all these levels and stuff, and puzzles. And it's like he kept, like I said, he kept stuff from when he was a kid, and all my life after that, until a few years ago, I used to collect stuff and was always into miniatures and just fascinated with stuff. And yeah, it's like programming from when you're a child. Things you like, and things you don't like, and then things that's not good or things that are good. You pick it all up. Hey Google, what time is it?
7:34 p.m.
What else can we talk about here? Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? Got more, but we'll be back soon.
Here's what you told me. First, stainless steel feet back up tree naked electricity.
Oh, God.
Second, report card credit go on TV Valentine's Day law of attraction. Third, groundwater skin bright fires.
Yeah, we talked about the fires. Hey Google, stop. And then the bright light, sometimes I get a bright light with a warm feeling around me. And then even if I ask for it, sometimes it'll come. Or if I'm just very depressed, or well, I try not to, and I don't want to say I get depressed, but I do get my level goes down, my energy. But yeah, that light will come. Well, let me leave you with this stainless steel. And there's other ways here too, but take a spoon. If you want to ground yourself, take your shoes off, take the back of it. Stainless steel has some kind of something in it, a mineral, and rub the back part on your feet, and it will ground you, and it will take out tension and do all kinds of stuff to help you relax. So we're gonna let you go on that, and we'll be back. I love y'all.